yourself first. Think you're just being nice and wait until you see these secret signs that prove they actually have a crush on you. You won't believe some numbers. 1. When someone has a secret crush on you, their mind is really calm. From a psychological perspective, attraction activates dopamine, which heightens focus, emotional sensitivity, and memory. At the same time, fear of rejection triggers self-control mechanisms. There's a push and pull creates inner tension, and that tension leads to behavior. Even when someone believes they're hiding it well, the brain struggles to suppress emotional priority. That's why interactions with them feel subtly different compared to others. 2. One of the clearest hidden signs is behavioral inconsistency around you. They may act confident at one moment and oddly restrained the next. Psychology explains that this true cognitive load. Suppressing attraction requires constant monitoring of words, tone, and reactions. The brain can't sustain that level of control perfectly. Small snaps appear not because they want them to, but because emotional regulation is mainly expensive and fragile. 3. Eye behavior reveals more than people realize. A person hiding attraction may avoid eye contact during direct conversation, then glance repeatedly when they think you're not looking. This is known as attentional bias. Emotionally meaningful stimuli derive attention automatically. When attraction is a secret, the desire to look conflicts with the fear of being noticed, creating awkward timing and noticeable hesitation. 4. Another strong indicator is emotional attunement. They may become unusually sensitive to your mood changes, even minor ones. Psychological studies show that emotional attachment increases empathetic response and vigilance. Their nervous system reacts faster to your emotional signals, whether you're excited, stressed, or quiet. The sensitivity often appears before any conscious admission of feelings. 5. Subtle mirroring is also common without awareness. They may copy your posture, gestures, speech rhythm, or energy level. Mirror neurons activate more strongly toward people we feel emotionally connected to. While mirroring can happen socially, repeated and unconscious mirroring toward one specific person strongly suggests attraction that hasn't been openly expressed. 6. Another overlooked sign of a secret crush is how they manage a physical distance. They may stand slightly closer than necessary, and then suddenly step back as if correcting themselves. This behavior reflects subconscious attraction followed by conscious restraint. Psychology shows that personal space regulation changes when emotional interest is present. At the brief moments where distance shrinks are automatic via the correction is deliberate, revealing inner conflict. 7. Pay attention to how conversations end. Someone with a hidden crush often struggles to disengage smoothly. They may linger, add unnecessary comments, or restart the conversation after it naturally ends. This happens because emotional reward systems activate during interaction with you. The brain resists ending something it finds pleasurable even when logic says the moment has passed. If you're spotting any of these secret cry signs in your own life, hit that like button so I know you're with me, and don't forget to subscribe. There's a lot more juicy relationship secrets coming up that you won't want to miss. 8. Another strong indicator is selective vulnerability. They might share personal thoughts or insecurities with you, but not frame it as intimacy. Psychology explains this as emotional testing. By revealing small vulnerabilities, they gauge safety and reaction without risking direct rejection. This behavior often feels meaningful but understated, which is why many people dismiss it too quickly. 9. Secret crushes also influence reaction speed. They may respond faster to you than to others, especially in digital communication. Dopamine increases motivation and prioritization. Even if they delay or realize initially, the initial impulse is quick engagement. That inner urgency is hard to suppress and often shows through inconsistent response patterns. 10. You might notice hidden awareness of your approval. They subtly seek validation through reactions, expressions, or tone. This isn't people pleasing in general, it's targeted. Psychological attachment increases sensitivity to feedback from the person of interest. A smile or neutral response from you can noticeably affect their mood. 11. Another sign appears when they talk about you to others. They may mention you more often than necessary or bring you up in unrelated conversation. This is cognitive preoccupation. When someone occupies a mental space, the brain naturally references them. Even attempts to sound casual fail because repetition reveals emotional significance. 12. Notice how they react to your absence. When you're not around, they may seem quieter, distracted, or less engaged. This isn't a dependency, it's emotional contrast. Attraction increases baseline stimulation. Without it, their energy drops slightly. This shift is subtle but consistent and often noticed by third parties before the person realizes themselves. 13. Secret crushes can also show through over analysis. They may read too much into small interactions, then adjust their behavior accordingly. Psychology links attraction with hidden threat detection and reward anticipation. Every interaction feels more meaningful to them, so they mentally replay it, looking for signals while trying not to reward their own. 14. You may notice a protective behavior that feels out of place. They might defend you lightly in conversations or support your opinion more than necessary. This stems from emotional alignment. When attraction is present and people subconsciously affiliate with the person they like, reinforcing connection through subtle and loyalty signals rather than overt claims. 15. And watch how they react to silence with you. Silence with attraction feels heavier. They may rush to fill it or seem unusually aware of it. Psychological arousal increases self-consciousness when someone likes you secretly. Quiet moments amplify awareness, making even neutral pauses feel emotionally charged. Which of these secret crush signs have you spotted in someone lately? 16. Secret crushes often show in subtle prioritization. They might offer help or intention in ways that seem casual but are unusually consistent. Psychology explains this as behavioral investment. When the brain prioritizes someone emotionally, effort increases unconsciously. The consistency matters more than intensity. Small repeated gestures indicate ongoing emotional focus even if they deny it verbally. 17. Notice micro expressions that appear fleetingly when they're around you. This could be belief smiles, eyebrow raises, or changes in pupil dilation. Studies in social psychology shows that micro expressions reveal emotions people try to hide. Someone with a secret crush can fully mask excitement or pleasure triggered by your presence. So tiny facial cues leak despite conscious effort to stay neutral. 18. Subtle competition can also appear. They may pay extra attention when you interact with others, even if they try to hide it. This isn't obvious jealousy, it's a nervous response to perceived competition. The brain's reward and threat circuits both activate when someone you care about engages with others, creating psychological arousal and tiny behavioral changes, like more frequent glances or restlessness. 19. Observe their listening behavior. Someone with a secret crush doesn't just hear you, they listen actively and remember details. This is selective attention. Emotional relevance enhances memory encoding, so the brain keeps track of even minor details. Over time, they recall things you mentioned casually weeks ago. This pattern signals that your presence occupies an unusually important mental space for them. 20. Another common sign is self-conscious presentation. They may adjust posture, voice, or clothing suddenly when they know you're around. Social psychology calls this self-monitoring. The combination of attraction and fear of judgment triggers a heightened focus on self-image. These adjustments are rarely deliberate in a conscious sense. They're subtle, automatic, and noticeable if you pay attention. 21. Language use can also tip you off. They might mirror your phrases, repeat words you commonly use, or adopt a similar tone unconsciously. Mirror and neuron theory supports this. Our brains mimic behaviors we find rewarding or socially connected. These linguistic echoes often indicate attraction, especially when they occur repeatedly with minor variations that feel natural rather than forced. 22. Humor is another revealing tool. They might joke or laugh excessively around you. Sometimes nervously, humor acts as a coping mechanism for emotional arousal, helping manage the tension caused by attraction. If laughter seems slightly off-timed or exaggerated compared to how they interact with others, it's likely a combination of excitement and nervous self-regulation. 23. Observe the subtle timing of their actions. They may do things slightly earlier or later than usual, seemingly inconsequential. These micro timings often reflect unconscious effort to synchronize or respond to your presence. When someone likes you secretly, they unconsciously coordinate actions to align with your behavior while attempting not to appear overtly attentive. 24. Touch avoidance is telling too. They may refrain from a physical contact even when socially appropriate. Fear of revealing feelings leads to hidden awareness of boundaries. Psychology research notes that attraction combined with self-restraint often increases caution, creating a tension between desire for closeness and fear of exposure. 25. Finally, notice how they react after you leave. Someone with a secret crush may show relief, pause, or even a slight disappointment subtle enough that others might not notice. This is the emotional after effect of a high stakes interactions. Once the social presence is gone, their nervous system recovers. These post interactions cues reveal what they were holding in during your presence. Have you ever realized that someone liked you but they were hiding it? Tell us how it felt. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. See you tomorrow.